Hi, everybody. I'm talking in the back of the room. So I just can't believe in God anymore. I mean, I've tried and tried, and He just keeps letting me down. So that didn't work out well. But when I was a kid, I was really religious, and then my grandfather died, and I was just devastated. And I remember my mom trying to make me feel better, and she was like, "Oh, it's okay, honey, he's with Jesus. It was his time anyway, and Jesus called him home," which just really pissed me off, right? So I was like, and I was a kid, a shitty little kid who said whatever shitty thing came into her head with no thought about how others might feel. So I said to my mother, why? Why couldn't he have taken Grandma? I seriously said that to my mom about her mom because I liked my grandpa better. Just a shit kid. So soon after that, I was back at school, and we were doing our morning prayers, mindlessly reciting the words, and for some reason that day I should have tuned in, was paying attention, and I was like, okay, so our Father who art in heaven, and in my head I was thinking, because that's where I do my thinking, I was thinking, who art in heaven with my grandpa, and then I just was like, the next line came, and then I heard, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And I was done. I was like, no way, this is not right. So I decided to have my first protest, right? So I crossed my arms across my chest, stopped praying, just put a scowl on my face. And I have one of those faces that doesn't like wear a scowl, it becomes a scowl, like whole face kind of thing. So I just stared at Sister Teddy Roosevelt. And I actually startled her, right? And she stopped prayers to deal with me. And that was a moment of power. That was amazing. I had just a rush. I mean, so much so that, for a minute I was glad my grandpa had died. I'm telling you, I was a shitty kid, right? So I got, all sorts of attention over that, but I decided, okay, I'm gonna take this moment. And I stood up and I said, Jesus kidnapped my grandfather, sorry. Jesus kidnapped my grandpa and left nothing but a cold, stiff corpse on my porch. And I was just totally taken out of there in a frenzy of activity. So that was the beginning of the end of my faith. And it went on from there, but that started with something big, death. But once I started thinking about it, I started noticing smaller things. It didn't seem to sort of cohere with the existence of an almighty creator of everything. So, for example, if this universe was created by an all-knowing, all-powerful, all-loving being, why is it that the only comfortable way to sleep is on your side, yet it's impossible to comfortably sleep on your side, right? So I'm just saying that if I were God, arms would be retractable. It's not like rocket science, right? I mean, whoever made Lost in Space figured that out, right? Danger, Will Rogers, right? We can figure that out. Robinson. I always say Will Rogers. Okay, thank you. At least somebody's old enough to understand what I'm talking about. Thank you. But also, other things about the human body. If an all-loving, all-knowing creator made this, I just don't understand why my anus is so close to my vaginal opening. What sense does that make, right? In addition to presenting many hygiene challenges, right? It's just poor planning, right? It's like putting a fine dining establishment across the street from a sewage treatment plant. Right? There's not thinking things through, and that really cuts down on the joys of post-Taco Bell cunnilingus. And let me say, without that particular joy, I just refuse to believe that this is the best of all possible worlds. I think a being named God couldn't do better. Right? So yeah, and you know what else gives me pause about believing in God? Snails. What the fuck? Why snails? You know, but I know some people like think, oh, human beings are so amazing. Like we must have been created by a supreme being, right? And I think that's sort of some like arrogant, dubious shit, right? I mean, think about all of the many things that human beings have brought into this world: rape, murder, genocide, pedophilia, masturbating in Anne Frank's bathroom. So I mean, really, humans are okay, I guess, but I really prefer any dog, any day to any person. It's just, you know, the way it is. So finally, I know that some people are going to say, you know, you need some good with the bad. That's why everything is put together. Like Jesus or whoever thinks we wouldn't really appreciate the happiness that we had if it weren't for some of the suffering, right? And I just think that is really bizarre. I mean, I want my kids to appreciate the goodness of veggies, but it has never once occurred to me to top their green beans with a dollop of shit. And I really don't think it would work. Thank you.